Hey everybody, so this is a project I got going on. Got a beautiful 1967 Le Mans convertible. Picked this up last summer. This is the third week in February or so, and wife and I had a ball with it, going to car shows and meet and eats and stuff like that. I've got a long history with the 67 Le Mans convertible, so this one was kind of a unicorn when I found it. Don't know a lot of history about the car. I know it came out of western Nebraska and showed up over here in eastern Nebraska. But as you can see, it's in great shape. It's had one repaint, probably 10-15 years ago. Top's in great condition. It's new. I'll just kind of do a walk around here of my new toy. I did have to replace the convertible lines, hydraulic lines. Had one break on me. Absolutely no rust. I believe it to be a numbers matching car. I'll find out for sure from PHS here shortly. Not that that matters, I just love the car. But we ran into a problem in that the car's got low oil pressure at idle, less than 10 pounds. And if it is a numbers matching car, I definitely don't want to hurt the original engine. So I need to change the oil pump, and we're gonna do that the hard but fun way. So I used to drive late model stock cars, and the guy that built my engines, I called him out of the blue. It's been 20 plus years since I'd talked to him. And yeah, he was interested in doing it. He's building 460 sprint car motors. But yeah, he'd love to do it. Problem was, he couldn't get to it till the end of, till spring, which is prime convertible weather. So I got to thinking about how am I going to change this oil pump and have it ready for convertible time when I need it. So thanks to Facebook Marketplace, I purchased a new oil pump, and let me show you the new oil pump. It just happens to come wrapped in a different block. So this is an interesting motor. It is a 67 326 block that has been, the block numbers right there, that has a Butler kit in it. It's stroked out to 376 cubic inches. It's got an Eagle crank, Eagle forged rods, Ross forged pistons. The block has been clearanced for crankshaft. What's kind of interesting is I was looking up the bearing numbers for the rods, and they come back to a small block or a big block Chevy. So a little more research told me with the part number that sure enough, this has big block Chevy H-beam rods in it. It came with a torquer manifold. I've got the Performer manifold on it. Didn't have a carb, so I've got the Holly 750 double pumper with an electric choke, because after all it is a grocery getter. The heads are 094 heads, which are not a high performance head, but these have been completely ported. They are amazing on the inside. The story on this motor goes, the guy I got it from had it originally built in a different block, probably 12-15 years ago. out in California. Had a lot of fun with it, stuff like that. Had kids, life kind of got in the way, put the car away, and unfortunately didn't have antifreeze in the coolant, being California and all, and it happened to freeze and crack the block. So he got with a machine shop out there, found another 367 326 block, had all the machine work done, and had the internals switched over. And when I got it, I pulled it apart, took a look at it, because he said that the only time it had on it was on a run-in stand. And sure enough, it is completely new on the inside. So we're anxious to get this in, kind of see what it does, have a little fun with it. The plan is to take this 326, the original motor, and I'm going to pickle it. You fog the hell out of it, stuff like that, and put it away. And then if I sell it down the road or something, at least I have the original motor and the buyer can do with it what they wish. Meanwhile, I get to the grocery store a little quicker and get home before the ice cream melts. So the plan today is, I've gone all through that motor, took everything, didn't take the crank or rods out, but had it down to, had the cam out, it's got a crane cam, it's got crane roller tip rockers, hydraulic flat tappet. I do have some cool parts that we're going to add to it. It seems just a shame to choke that motor off. So we've got the ram air exhaust manifolds that we're going to put on it. But we're going to pickle that motor, put this new oil pump that just happens to be wrapped in a block in it, and the plan is to get it up in the air today, get all the bottom stuff done, get the coolant drained out of it, get the drive shaft out of it, motor mounts, starter wires, transmission coolant lines, linkages, everything that can be done from the bottom or needs to be done from the bottom to pull the motor. We'll do that this weekend, because we've got a 1967 model Human working on a, or excuse me, 1963 model Human working on a 67 model Pontiac, and the 63 model Human doesn't get up and down as easy as he used to. So we're going to try and get it way up in the air and get the creeper and get all the tools under there so that we don't have to do a lot of work. So sit back, enjoy. We're going to go in time lapse here and we'll see what happens. All right, so update. There's not a lot to see under there. It's kind of tight. Got the drive shaft out. Got the speedometer cable unhooked. Got the transmission linkage unhooked. Got the tranny lines at the tranny cooler lines at the tranny undone. Kind of some cool finds under there. It's got brake. Well, as you can see, she's back on the ground. Everything underneath has been disconnected. Managed to get all but one of the exhaust studs out. Got one broke, but that's all right. Those exhaust manifolds aren't going back in. Transmission lines to the radiator done. Lower radiator hose is loose. Motor mounts are out. Starters out. I guess it's time to start doing the top end stuff. This will be a little more exciting. See if I can get the GoPro mounted so you can at least see something. But surgery continues. We'll keep at Alright, so day 2. Everything's completely unhooked. Should be time to pull the motor itself. So we'll do a little time lapse of that. Really fighting getting the distributor out of the hole, but not something I'm really worried about. But as you can see, it is unhooked. So we'll see how this whole pulling the motor goes. Alright, so day 3. Yesterday was a short day, got the engine out. It's hanging over here on the engine stand. Thing's a mess. Can't believe the amount of grease and oil that's on it. I did find something kind of cool. So this engine block has a manufacturer code date. I'm not sure if it'll focus in on that, but that says F0971. So when you decode Pontiac casting dates, A equals January, B equals February, etc. So F would be June, and that was cast on the 9th of 1971. So when we look at the new engine that's going in it, kind of a nice surprise, I guess. It has a date of February. I'm not sure what's going on with my camera. June 1st of 1967. So these two motors were done 8 days apart, cast. So anyway, today we're going to work on getting the motor mounts off of that block, get the transmission separated from the block, get that motor on an engine cradle, get the transmission on a little dolly, and then we will work on cleaning the transmission up so that it can go in with that new motor. Got to get the motor mounts and stuff off. We'll get back to it. All right, so it's a couple days later. Ran into some snafus, stuff like that. Temper was getting the best of me, so I decided it was not time to be videotaping. But as you can see, got the motor and the transmission finally separated. Doing a little degrease on the original motor. Trying the Dollar Tree degreaser. And it looks like it's removing rust and grease quite well. Gosh knows there's enough of it on here to be taken off. But we got it on the cradle. Just got to get it cleaned up enough that a guy doesn't get horribly messy pushing it into its storage spot for the next person to mess with, not me. Kind of interesting on the transmission. So this is a Super Turbine 300 stock transmission. But if I zoom in down here, I've got a sticker that's dated 3/19 of 09 on the torque converter. So somebody was in this thing 16 years ago. So we're going to get it all polished and shined up and get the motor ready to go. What else has been going on? Got to degrease the engine compartment next. Power steering pump, I believe, is leaking horribly. So we'll get that all taken apart. Probably 40-50 years worth of grease jobs down there on the pitman arm, steering link, drag link, whatever. And then of course the cross member's a mess. But other than that, looks pretty good. Over here on the new motor, just kind of been messing around with getting some brackets on. What else? We got a ground strap on. But not a lot. We're mostly on the old motor, and then we'll start crossing stuff over. So let's get back to time lapse of degreasing. Oh, we're back again. Been quite the project. I got the engine bay all degreased. Used the Dollar Tree oven cleanser. Stuff worked pretty damn good. Got a little coat of satin black Rust-Oleum on the frame. Just about ready to put this bad boy in the car. Let's go take a look at what's going on with the motor. Didn't get a lot on tape. Listen to me. Nobody's used tape in years. Got a bunch of the stuff mounted accessories. Got the starter on. Motor mounts are on. Fuel pumps on. This was a kind of an interesting deal here. So this is a 67 block with an 11 bolt water pump, which caused some spacing issues between the original brackets and the newer pump. Luckily I got the pulleys from the guy with the motor, but I was still off on my alignments for my belts, so I had to put in spacers, a couple washers behind the power steering mount to the head. Brought it out about 1/4 inch, and I think we're good to go now. You can see the washers down in there next to the hole. I couldn't get to that one up there. So we're going to put the exhaust manifolds on this bad boy today. Get it hooked up to the engine hoist and put the flex plate transmission, torque converter, and get after it. Oh, we're back after a brief interlude and temper tantrum, as you can see by the oil spots on the floor where the engine and tranny was sitting. Made it onto the engine stand. Got over here, couldn't get the torque converter bolts hooked up to the flex plate. Made another damn mess. I can't imagine there's much training fluid in it, so we'll have to figure that out. But got it all fixed now, and it's headed in the right direction. So let's see what happens. Doing this one by myself, so wish me luck. Well, it was a long fight, but it's in the car. Still don't have the motor mounts completely done. Transmission cross members up in there. I fought it. Those the exhaust manifolds, the ram airs, would not clear the cross member very well. Just took some brute force. Between that and fighting the torque converter, it's been a hell of a day. So I'm going to call that successful. Now we can start on the fun stuff. Have a good one. Well, here we are. Hopefully going to get a lot done today. Did come across a problem. As you can see, I've got the tranny cooler lines all hooked up to the radiator. Got the radiator installed. Got the lower radiator hose, heater core hose. Got a bunch of little stuff done. Did have a problem when I was putting the motor in. I broke the washer reservoir pieces right there on the frame. We're going to try a little JB weld that bad boy, see if we can get it to hold, because this part's on back order. Not to mention it's, I think, 70 bucks. So we're going to try that. But the bigger problem is the oil filter. Now, if you look at where the oil filter is mounted, you'll notice that the filter goes straight down. And the problem is that is putting the bottom of the oil filter right on top of the lower control arm mount on the frame. So sent me on researching, and what I came up with is, let me show you the fix here on the old motor. If you look at the oil filter mount here, you can see it's angled. So this oil filter mount is going to come off this motor and go on that motor, and that should hopefully clear up our issues. I'm going to try and shoot some video from the bottom today. We'll see how well that works out. But yeah, hopefully it's a big day. And try and get everything buttoned up to the point of maybe even getting the distributor in. So we'll see what happens. God dang right. I'm done. Good night, sweetheart. Woo!